Hey everyone, Matt here. It is Wednesday. That is the main event time where we go over our main topics for the week. So if you're watching or listening, this is the meat and potatoes of the episode. If we happen to have any news to discuss as well, that's where we'll talk about it here. For the full episode, check us out on Saturdays. Thanks for watching and listening. Hope you enjoy. Welcome to another episode of Stack Your Points. I'm Matt from the Matt Clausen YouTube channel, joined as always by RJ from Do You Take Cards. RJ, how are you today?
I'm very happy to be here, and I have Wednesday off, which means Tuesday night when I'm recording this podcast, I don't have to rush, which is very exciting.
You mean edit?
Yes, that's the word. See, this is why I need a day off, guys.
Exactly. We are also joined by Tariq from Reeks Rewards. How are you, Tariq?
I am good. I actually just burned some more Hyatt points, and I'm actually going to knock out Brand Explorer in a month. So my Hyatt card, I'm still down to like 23,000. So I'm surprisingly still have Hyatt points, RJ, but I think I have like another 15 I'm going to burn in like April. So those will probably be gone by the summer.
Just set fire to them. And we're joined by Lani from Call Me Lani. How are you today, sir?
I've been in dad mode all day. This is the first time I've had a moment to myself that didn't require catching up on work. And so that is my answer. It's not an excuse, it's not an explanation. That's my actual answer.
I get it. I do.
We appreciate you spending your only free time of the day with us. It means a lot to us.
Absolutely. So quick programming note. We are going to skip over back to basics this week. We're looking to kind of retool basics just because it wasn't feeling basic enough lately. So we're going to take a step back and try and retool it to kind of help some listeners who gave feedback offline that it was a little not as basic as we were trying to be. So basics will make a return at some point. We're going to retool that. We will move over to our news and topics of the week. We've got two quick pieces of news. The first was at the end of 2024 and on their first quarterly earnings call, American Express stated they will continue to refresh cards through 2025. They're anticipating 50 cards. They only have 31 in the United States. So I'm sorry, they only have 27 in the United States. So I don't know how they're going to do this. But any thoughts, wishes, concerns on refreshes for Amex in 2025?
Dear Amex, please, for the love of all that is good on this earth, update the business screen. Like, just do something. I don't even care what you do at this point. Just something, because it's trash. It is perhaps one of the worst credit cards in credit carddom. Just please fix it. Outside of predatory lender credit cards, it is just one of the absolute worst. Please, just something.
Fair. Lonnie?
Lower some of your annual fees, especially the ones on the cards I have.
Lonnie, we know that they only go up.
You asked, do I have anything to ask? That
That's
is
fair.
my request. That is my
That is fair.
request.
Okay, I walked into that one. That's fair. Trim about $25 off the gold card, please. Tariq, any thoughts on Amex continuing their refresh cycle?
Just leave the Blue Cash Preferred alone. It's good the way it is. Or maybe take off the $6,000 cap on grocery, but other than that, leave the card alone.
Make it unlimited, make it 10,000.
I don't know. Let's ask Kit Kat what he thinks, and then we'll give it a go from there.
Hey, if you're gonna make the membership reward dollars convertible to membership reward points, cool. My only thing, I've done a whole video on this actually. There are like 7 cards I think they could refresh this year, or maybe they bring back the everyday and everyday preferred. I have no idea what Amex is going to do. Their biggest messes right now are the Marriott cards, but all Marriott cards are a mess. And that business green is a mess. After that, you don't really have to do much, but they're going to do stuff, and we'll see what they do. Oh, RJ, I thought you were going to say something there. Sorry. All right. Next piece of news. This came pretty much just before recording. SoFi, or Social Financial, they released their quarter for 2024 earnings call, and during it, they mentioned that they have signed a hotel as a co-branded partner, coyly not saying what hotel it will be. The drop quote that was in the Doctor of Credit article was, "We've signed a partnership with a leading hotel rewards brand for a co-branded debit card. Doctor of Credit thinks it's a mistake. I'm inclined to agree with Doctor of Credit, but right now, co-branded debit card is the line. Program launching in the first half of 2025. This is a new differentiated offering that will expand our footprint among customer brands." Anybody want to guess who SoFi has landed?
SoFi is going to take Marriott away from Chase and Amex and going to shake everything up. No, they won't. I don't know who they're going to get, but I have a feeling it's going to be less splashy than that pull quote.
I'm gonna take a jab at it. I think it might be like Best Western.
They just
Like,
signed a new deal at the end of with Mercury.
oh, well,
Wah,
I
wah.
don't know. I don't know. Red Roof Inn, Motel 6. You know, who knows? But I will say this: if it's Hyatt, don't be surprised if I have a SoFi account in the next like 30 days. I know I'm such a shill, but I don't care.
I'm to
You're
that
not a
Modette, and I'll
shill
leave the
because you
card out
don't
for
get
you.
anything out of it. Like you don't get it. Like it's not like you're
Oh,
racking in the referrals, man. You're
I
just
got one referral from one person, and that's only because he knows I have the Hyatt card, the Hyatt
More
business
than
card.
zero.
you're like the guy that plays basketball in like the rec league that just constantly gets dunked on, but you just really love basketball, so you keep playing even though you're bad.
Hey, I could have went pro if I didn't tear my ACL in high school.
I don't know what they're gonna do. I'll just sit back and wait. But SoFi is probably one of the most stable, steady growing banks and companies that is out there, especially, they have the high yield savings account and all that other stuff. Um, Also, they actually have a deal where you can get $125 cash back if you're brand new and you open up that new high yield savings account and checking account. There's some other stipulations, direct deposit amount, initial deposit amount, or whatnot. But shout out to Nathaniel at Fat Stacks Academy, a close friend of mine now, a fellow creator that put me onto this, as well as the business check-in with Amex. So we did a little run in the bank so far this Q1, and I'm coming out ahead. So Tariq, if you want to open up a SoFi account, I got a referral code for you now. It's fresh. It's hot, hot like Krispy Kreme donuts. The light is on. It is fresh.
Ooh. The only difference is it's not free. The fact that I know what you're talking about means I need to get back on my diet stronger.
But as for a hotel, I'll just wait and see. Like, chances are it's probably not going to change my tomorrow, you know? So cool. I mean, if someone out there can take advantage of it 100%, we'll happily bring you the information. But as of right now, out of speculation, I'll just wait.
Nope, totally fair. Of the brands I can think of, the first brand that came up in the Stacker Points Discord was Sinesta. They're looking to grow their footprint a little bit more. That would be interesting. Omni is another brand, but Omni Hotels and SoFi, I don't know that those are really the mix you would think of. You would think of more like American Express and SoFi, or Chase and SoFi, Chase Private Client and Omni.
Yeah, you still got to remember SoFi makes a good chunk of the money on refinancing student loans. So when you think of that clientele, it's probably not going to be a luxury style hotel.
Yeah, definitely. So Sinesta could make sense. Red Roof would just be hilarious. And if it's Motel 6, Tom Bodette will leave the credit card out for you.
Howard Johnson, the Hojo.
If they weren't owned by Wyndham.
I mean, isn't that Wyndham?
I just like saying Hojo. I've always liked that.
It's a good brand. It's a memorable brand. What can I say?
I feel like Lani, you've probably used Hojo as some weird insult that only you know.
Well, they were only able to stay at the Hojo last night. Yeah. So we'll see what SoFi does. We're gonna jump over to our topics now. Tariq, we'll start with your topic this week.
All right. So obviously, all four of us and a good chunk of our viewership base that does credit cards, for the most part, is in kind of a travel. They use the points for travel. But I was just thinking about it. I think I was, in the second point Discord talking with Spadeco, because he's the one that, does a lot of cash back. And I really started to think, if they're like the simplicity of cashback. I know for some people, RJ specifically, that cashback doesn't really hit that spot of the brain that makes it go brr. But I feel like there's something brilliant there's beauty in the boring of cashback that I feel like is not discussed about, because obviously with transfer, with travel points, we're always looking at different websites, different ways to see like points availability, seeing how we can book, and especially for flights, how far out you can book, and looking at transfer partners, the dreaded cent per point, sometimes effective annual fees, and all these things that just kind of muddy the water and complicate it. But I feel like sometimes, and I know I'm not at that stage yet, but when I first started, I liked how simple cashback was. And I feel like maybe we just need to have like a discussion about it. And Matt, I'm gonna start with you, because I feel like out of the four, I feel like you might have like good conversations. I know RJ's not gonna be able to say anything because she don't like it.
Oh, I have a ton of thoughts on this.
We'll save the
RJ
best
goes
for
last tonight.
last. Yeah.
There we go. So prior to jumping into points and miles, I was primarily cash back. I was always looking for ways to get the most amount of cash back that I could for certain purchases, but like I wasn't going to go out of my way and like find cards that were, oh, it's a 5% cash back on gas, or um this earns points, but the points can be redeemed at 1 cent per point, and like go get the city custom cash because that's just going to make your life easiest for gas. No, that wasn't the way that my brain would operate. But I there is a simplicity to cashback, but you are leaving a lot on the table with cashback. And while a simple like 2% cashback catch all invested into my IRA and let it compound that way is an easy way to think about things, you still got to put a hefty amount of spend through that sort of card just to start seeing any sort of gains. I do think there's ways to finagle extra cash back utilizing things like aisle or upkeep, or Dosh is gone now, but upside aisle, Rakuten, just ways to multiply and stack your cash back and just take the cash back as cash back. Then you're looking at things like, okay, now my 2% card is not just a 2% card, but when I use it here, I was able to get, 15% plus the 2%. And then I took that 15% and everything else I did on Rakuten this quarter, when I got my paycheck with Rakuten, now I invested that into my IRA for that to compound in the future. That is a way that, can be fairly simple, and you only need one card at most. Maybe you get a second card for like dining and groceries just to get that 3%. But you can do just as well with cash back and just get your check with the cash back, or invest it, or put it into a HISA, or do whatever you're going to do with it, and just be completely fine. Like, you could be leaving value on the table, but if you're not an avid traveler, go with that. Or you're not looking to get into travel, or you're not looking to subsidize travel significantly to make memories for your family, like cashback is much more simple. But for other folks, you got to make that part of your brain light up.
Yeah, I will say that is the one thing I like about cashback. When I started, because when I first started, it was literally just, oh, I can use the card, build credit, and you know, earn some rewards. Like I literally just put everything I could on a 2% cashback card from my local credit union. And you could literally just keep it as simple as that. I know I have a friend that has the Wells Fargo Active Cash, only uses that card, and doesn't really care for the travel game like that. But you can make it as complicated as doing like the RJ Financial 5% on all the things. So I do like that. Obviously, I use cashback apps. I love Upside. I think I redeemed like over $150 on Upside just in 2024. So it's definitely a good feature. And like I said, there's definitely a trade off. You're gonna lose some value going with like a 3 or 4% cash back versus 4x points, just depending on how you redeem the points. But if you value the simplicity or you just don't care to travel, it might be worth it. Lani, what do you think?
So here goes my trigger warning for the week, but I see it all as cashback. And one just takes a extra step to get to cashback. So no matter what your goal is, if you just want to put it in the bank, then yeah, you can cash back. But if you had transferable points, you can cash them out, and then technically that's cash back. Now, is the quantity and the same up? They're gonna have the exact same amount? Probably not, but it's still cash back. It's still money in the bank. I just took a longer route around by going the other way. And then at the same time, this is a two-way street. It can go either way. So you could do cash back, put that in the bank, and then when you want to actually go uh, take a trip, and I'm just going to use travel for example instead of like buying something else. But you want to go take a trip, you can just take all that one account that you put all that cash back that you saved in, and then just go buy it. How is that any different than earning my points or whatnot? They're sitting in an account, not earning interest, by the way. And then I'm just redeeming those points for travel. This so in my world, they're like technically the exact same thing. It just what's the end goal? And do I need to make an extra stop before I get there? Is there a connection for me to get there? Pun intended. Now, as for your question, yes, there is a simplicity there. Um, there's a group of people that just don't want to think about it. They just don't want to work about it. I literally made a video about the Chase Sapphire Reserve and how simple it is. And you know what? It's still to this day. It's just the sucker just works. If you don't want to go through all the rigmarole and I got to do this at every quarter and I got to do this and I got to like pick an airline and find hotels and resorts. I know it has to edit. Don't come at me, Matt. But it just works. It's simple. And simple works for folks. Like people don't want, come on, man. I've said this before. We're Americans and we're lazy. Like we don't want to do a lot of work. We literally don't. And so, yeah, that just happens to work. But even going back to my original statement, as they're kind of the same, like even look at Rakuten right now, where instead of it's still cash back. Let's not get it twisted. Rakuten is cash back, but I can have my cash back converted to Amex MR points. Like once again, they're just feeding both beasts. Like they don't care who wins the war. They're the company making the weapon here. Like, all right, like I don't care if Team A or Team B wins. I win because Team A and Team B are both using my product. And so that's how I feel about that matter. There's nothing wrong with it. Pick whatever is best for you. So if cashback is easier for you to manage, please do what's easier for you to manage so you don't miss out on something. I talked about this last week. We're all going to make mistakes. Maybe getting to the travel game without understanding credit cards might be your mistake. So start off with cashback if you need to start off with cashback. Start off with travel points if you need to start off with travel points. Doesn't matter. Just make sure you do what's best for you, your finances, and your spend. And at the end of the day, you're happy with it. It's all a gamble. It is. It's all a gamble at the end of the day. So just do whatever you're happy with.
Lonnie, you might have actually unified team cashback and team travel with your hot take. Congratulations, sir. You might have created world peace in the credit card community.
I don't think I went that far, but appreciate it.
I obviously I'm being a little hyperbolic, but definitely a hot take. I didn't think about it like that. I just look at points separately from cashback, but you're right. Just you're gonna cash it out one way or another. All right, RJ, let's hear the rant. We're
So
all prepared.
I have a lot of thoughts on this, and I don't think they're going to be the thoughts that you expect me to have. I think most people, probably 60 to 70% of people who are into credit cards should just have cash back, like straight cash back, not points that they're converting to cash back. Most people don't travel as much as they think. Most people who stay at like a Marriott should just pay cash for it. Like there's a lot of people who are in the credit card and travel game who would just be better served in the long run just by having straight cash back. I'm using straight cash back to mean cash back versus points as uh, a differentiating tool here. But like most people just should have like three, maybe four cards max with, like having a tune for the sort of oddball stuff. Have your 2x catch all or 2% catch all in this case. Have a grocery card that's the, higher multiplier if you have family and kids and stuff. Like I really think that most people would be better served with that.
Not what I was expecting, but I do like it. And it is also another hot take. And I do appreciate the hot takes that we get here. Back to you, Matt.
Thank you, Tariq. RJ, your topic of the week.
So my topic is what credit card that you currently have in your wallet. Well, you currently have. It doesn't have to be one of the cards in your wallet because I know Lani has like half a credit card in there, his physical wallet at least. But what credit card of yours, and it has to be something you have, it can't be something you want, can't be anything like that. What credit card you have needs updating the most, and do you have any particular things you would like it to do? Matt, I'm going to start with you.
Well, if you've checked out my channel, you know that I very much would love the Chase Sapphire Reserve to really take a swing at the um, American Express Platinum card. I do think that it needs a refresh, not even necessarily a refresh, and it's gotten like some fixes here and there. Now the credits do equal out to more than the annual fee, but I I want that card to compete more with the American Express Platinum card. I want that card to include hotel statuses. I think if it gave you Chase is partnered with three major hotel chains, IHG, Marriott, and Hyatt. I think if this card gave you Hyatt Discoverist, Marriott Gold, or IHG Gold, these are not good elite statuses. These are, you know, just one step above peasant, basically. Um, but it's kind of on the same starting on the same floor as the Amex Platinum because at 695 you get Hilton Gold, which is a step above Hilton Silver, which is their step above Peasant. And it's got Marriott Gold, which is above Marriott Silver. So it comes in with two relatively low end statuses because Marriott, as we've discussed on this podcast previous times, Marriott's whole tier system is just hilarious because you go from gold to platinum. Platinum still isn't very useful. Like platinum's sort of useful, but when you get to Marriott titanium, that's when you get the good stuff. So the reserve could use Marriott Gold, IHG Gold, or Hyatt Discoverist. Two of the three, all three, I don't care. Um, it's expanding its lounge access capabilities, which is good. I want to see it get United Club access in some way, shape, or form, even if it's 10 passes a year, 20 passes a year. I don't know what the like breakage point on that is. That's between Chase and United to figure out. I want this card to have some more credits. Um, and if it means an annual fee increase, that's fine. I also think this card shouldn't be 3x dining and 3x travel. I think it should be 4 and 4. And if it could be the one card in my wallet, I would increase the base multiplier as well. But let's just leave it at 1 for now. I want that card to be capable of being in the same conversation as the American Express Platinum. And right now it's not. But I think a few tweaks, not even to the multipliers, a few tweaks and it could be there.
That's interesting for what needs the refresh the most. I know that's the one you want the most, but it's interesting. I applaud you for it.
I mean, most of my other cards are no annual fee cards. Like, what are you going to refresh the Wells Fargo autograph? Like a 3x grocery category on there? Swell.
Well, that's a newer card, so I don't think that needs a refresh yet. Tariq, which card in your wallet is begging, is the Amex business green of needing a refresh for your wallet?
So Matt has already beat the dead horse even more dead on the Sapphire Preferred. So I'm just going to leave that one alone. See his videos and older episodes of the podcast for his opinions. Out of all the cards in my wallet that I would say that needed a refresh would be my Woda Hyatt business card. Because as it stands, that card it's just a smash and grab. Like at the point, I'm like, okay, cool. The annual fee is gonna hit in like September, and I'm probably gonna cancel. Like I'm gonna use the $50 credits when I can, and then get out. Like I'm still gonna be paying like a $99 annual fee, and like I get Discoverist, which cool. I get it on the business. I could get it on the personal Hyatt card if I wanted that. And that comes with a free night cert. And you know, unless I'm spending $10,000 on the card a year to get like 5 night credits, it's I mean, it would be nice if I was like for what I'm paying for, either getting credits that would be like 200 or more. So like $200 in credits, maybe I could justify it. Or even if it's just the category 1 through 4 free night, and the spend categories that's just whatever. Hyatt cards aren't even good for spend categories. Get your 2x Hyatt points on whatever you want. Use it for the gym and then go away. But yeah, for the most part, like the card for me is just the constant reminder of you jumped the gun, you saw something shiny, and you wanted to get it. And now I'm looking at it like there isn't anything aside from those two $50 credits, which I'm going to try to use for the Thompson in Austin when I go there next month. But it's just the card just kind of exists. I mean, if you are someone that's really going for globalists and they're only staying at Hyatt's, where you might just only staying in big cities and putting all the money that you can, and I'm glad that you can do that you have both cards. But for the most part, that card is needing something that justifies holding it for more than a year to get the sign-up bonus. Either that or just cut the annual fee down to like 99. Do something, Hyatt or Chase, please. I beg you, because right now, as it stands, that card is getting axed in September.
I'm not gonna say I told you so. I'm just gonna say we had this conversation before you applied for the card, and I told you something in that conversation that was not adhered to.
You know what? My dad used to always tell me what my grandma told him: hard head makes for a soft behind. And you know what? It's soft like a fresh loaf of bread is all I'm gonna say. And you know what? It is what it is. I have to touch the stove to see if it's hot. And now I have a second-degree burn on my hand.
That was a visual I
Lani,
didn't need.
yeah, Lani, of all of the cards that you have access to that are in your phone wallet because they're not in your physical one, which one needs a refresh the most?
I first want to talk about Tariq and his smash and grab and how he stayed. It's like, it's coming up in September. September is like 8 months away, dude.
Forever. It's forever away.
we're, we're going to be talking about this card forever. Either he hates it or he could have got the United card. Once again, folks, like, use us as an example, please.
Don't do what I
Man.
did unless you are desperate for Hyatt points.
Even
I
then,
was not even desperate for Hyatt points. I just saw shiny.
You got in the game, got that itch. Realize that's not how
RJ was
start.
probably looking at me like, "Hey, dummy, you need to go cash back for a little bit."
Before I answer the card that I want refreshed, the one that I think please don't ever touch would probably be my United Mileage Plus Explorer card. That thing is an apex predator. I know I keep bringing this thing up. That card was $95 10 years ago, and guess how much the annual fee is today? It's still $95, and that's on the second year. Your first year is still waived. So don't touch it. It's one of those things. It just sits there. It's just fine. It doesn't need credits. All the credits are with you. It's just fine. All right. So that's the opposite answer of what RJ is asking for. Because Matt went in on the CSR, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, which I 100% agree with, except for I would add all other categories needs to be 1.5 points or 2x. That would be the only thing I would add to everything that Matt said.
I just didn't want to be greedy.
I'll be greedy. I will happily be greedy. Would be and this is probably gonna like some folks. You're probably not expecting it. The Freedom Unlimited. Can we just make it 2x? Can we just push it to 2x and change some of them bonus categories? We don't need it to have the exact same bonus categories as the Freedom Flex. The Unlimited should just be pushed up to 2x, period. And hallelujah. Like, I don't really have it. It also changed the name. It's not Freedom anymore. It's now Unrestrained Unlimited. Sure. I don't know, but
So hold up. I gotta ask on that one. So in lieu of it getting 2x, would you be fine with them just cutting the dining and drugstore categories just altogether? Just making it just flat 2x?
I would. Yes.
Yes.
So, and the thing is, and I'm speaking for myself because of course I got 3x on my Sapphire Reserve. I got Amex that gets more than 3x as well. So I'm not too worried about that. Even the Built card can get 3x on almost every other day of the month except for one. So I'm not worried about the dining part because so many people, the average person is going to have at least 2 credit cards. And there's a really good chance nowadays you're going to get 3x on dining on one of those 2 credit cards. So even speaking for the people out there. But for example, now Chase advertises all the freedoms as one family, and they actually they want to do it that way. They market it that way. So you can go up this like small little like freedom line. So like you can have the freedom student card and then you can get one of the freedom other ones. And that's why they make a flex and an unlimited. So you can be like, hey, I got this one for this reason. I got that one for that reason. We talk about trifectas and all this other stuff and family language and whatever all the time, but they do this on purpose. And so why would you give your consumer the same card twice? And now I understand 1.5 is great. I use my 1.5 whenever I can because heck is 1.5, right? But just make it 2. And the 2 comes down to the competition of it all. Like you talked about cash back a minute ago. We talk about Blue Business Plus and all these other Amex and other cards that do 2x, right? I mean, we even have some Capital Ones that just do 2x on everything. Chase can afford it, and it creates differentiation to the point where some people are like, I don't understand why there's two Freedom cards. Why do I need this one and why do I need that one? I don't see the reason. This could be the reason for them to create new card holders. And the only difference is the 2x. So now you have a 1x card that has 5x bonus categories. You have a 2x card. And then when you get into preferred reserve territory, you have 3x cards. It just makes sense in my opinion. Now, this is unlike my other statement about the movie earlier. This is one I'm happy to put it in the comments. We can talk about it, but I don't see a negative here. It's still a $0 annual fee. Everybody wins. Chase even wins. I don't even know what the other bonus categories would be. I don't need them. Just 2x it.
Honestly, that's the only reason why I asked, because frankly, I would just be completely okay with that just being.
I don't even think
you
it
know.
needs
No, it doesn't. Just treat it like the Ink Unlimited and just bump it up to 2. And
you got both. You got the Unlimited and the Flex. You got the 3 on the Flex for dining. So
exactly
another reason for Chase to have more card holders out there.
They could do all that. They could do all that and continue to pay Kevin Hart and continue to pay Steph Curry, and they could bring on Patrick Mahomes as a spokesman for the card.
I mean, they could, but that's just pushing it.
And it wouldn't hurt their bottom line.
I would think one of the smartest things they did was get Kevin Hart before like his third blow up. That was smart because they probably locked him into a contract where they couldn't afford him now.
Well, they gave him the Jennifer Garner contract because he's had that role now for what, 10 years? And Jennifer Garner has been pitching venture now for 25.
Hey, simple as this, Chase. You'll get more in interchange fees if you make the Freedom Unlimited 2x.
I would just swipe that all the time.
Yes.
Fun fact, every time you swipe a Venture X card, Jennifer Garner gets another 5 minutes of youth. That's how she's stayed so useful all these years, is every swipe of Venture X card.
Oh, I thought ditching Ben Affleck was what fixed her youth.
I mean, that also helps, but
Well, shout out to Josh from Josh Devo's channel, who's helping Jennifer Garner stay younger.
Wait, how much does Samuel L. Jackson get per swipe?
God only knows. For every swipe of a Capital One card, Samuel L. Jackson gets another MF to say in a movie.
He gets his annual fees waived.
He gets another Kangol.
So I listen to Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM. It's one of my favorite channels to listen to while I'm in the car. And one of the shows on there is a friend of his called Quake's House. So Earthquake the comedian. He does a podcast, brings in new comedians and things. And in this one episode, very shortly, they were talking about like, hey, you can't talk about Chase because that's Kevin Hart got that's like a partner of his. He's affiliated with them and whatnot. And they said this dude, when he signed that deal with Chase on this, was like multi-million-dollar deal. Not like for a couple of years, like you got like $1 million, like over 10-something million dollars for that Chase deal. And you know what? If I had to do 4 or 5 commercials a year for $10 million, so
$10 million, I'm shilling capital or good lord, for $10 million, I'm shilling Credit One. I don't care at that point. You give me $10 million. $10
million. $10 million. I'm shilling First Premiere.
That's probably 10 million a year at that, 10 million plus, because of course they're not going to say the actual number. So it's probably per year on that contract.
10 million per year. I will look. 10 million per year. I will show the luxury gold card.
You give me $10 million, I'll be in the commercial screaming and yelling too, acting a fool because I wouldn't know how else to act.
Look, again, you can afford to pay the man and have a 2% card. You can afford to pay the man and have a 2% card.
It can be both.
I mean, yes.
There's enough revenue and P&L for both. That's all I'm saying.
Dang.
Yes.
I'm now thinking about like the shill. I will shill. I will go on a commercial and dance like the one old dude from the Six Flags commercials for 10 million a year.
And speaking of that, Matt, it's a perfect simple math equation here. Is we get rid of the other two bonus categories. So get rid of drugstore, get rid of dining. So we're going to get rid of 6x in bonus categories for half an extra point. Just I don't know their P&L, I don't know their numbers, but it sounds like they can afford it.
They can bring on Steph Curry as a guest in their commercials. Yes, they can afford it. Anyway.
So I'm gonna be greedy for my answer. Well,
Go
I'm gonna give the real answer and then I'm gonna give the greedy answer. The real answer is just make the Delta Blue a card that is worth literally anything. Just anything at all. I won't be in my wallet for very much longer. But just make it worth something. My second answer, which is definitely more greedy, is take the business platinum, give it a 5x category, like the gold has the option for your highest spend category. So instead of 2 at 4x, just give it 1 at 5x. And then I have a reason to keep that card because all of my Apple spend would go on it for the stuff that I'm not financing, like my phone. And then everybody's happy. So that's my greedy answer because no, but I can always hope. I really like the business gold and how that's set up. I don't know why Amex doesn't just copy and paste. That's all they have to do.
Well, it's Steve's query. It's just a mystery. All right. So we'll head over to my topic for the week. My topic is a hypothetical for you guys. You've been named head of product for a brand new credit card company. Your job is to design a credit card to break through and differentiate in some way from the big issuers. To me, be interesting, but you've got to break through and differentiate. What sort of card are you designing? Interpret how you will. Can be cashback, can be points. You can give away puppies for all I care. Tariq, how are you approaching designing a card to differentiate from the big issuers?
So first things first, it's got to be a metal card. And I'm not talking how Chase does their metal cards where there's like the metal core and not. It's going full metal. I don't care if it's the cheapest metal that still doesn't bend, but we go in full metal because, for the people that use cards, I mean, think about the Apple card. People just drop that card and they flex. It's got to be a popping color. I don't think, obviously, everyone uses blues. I'm thinking like a bright red, something that just catches the eye. And then, yes, it's going to be a points card. It's going to be travel. Probably going to be somewhere in the 150 range. Going to have a travel credit. Going to have TSA pre-check, global entry, because you don't have a travel card if you don't have that. And it would definitely take lounge passes, just because at 150 you can only have a few passes versus paying like for a full annual fee card like a platinum that gives you like unlimited lounge access. And I don't know, somehow I'm going to bring back Lounge Buddy for those passes. Why? I don't know. Hey, you know what? I don't something. All right.
It's your card.
Yeah, exactly. It's my card. Don't judge me. Gonna get 3x travel, 3x dining, basics, 3x grocery, and 1.5x everywhere else for a little razzle dazzle. So we can get a little extra more. And you know, since it's red, I'm trying to figure out what issuer it would be or what transfer partners that I would do.
Virgin.
Well, yes, that would be one because the red, but
Marriott.
I don't want my customer base to be bond void.
Qantas.
Not every of my transfer partners have to be red, Matt. But what's next? Red roof in? That's just mean. No. Yeah, I was thinking about this and I still don't have much thought into it. Trying to think what else I would do. This is why I'm not head of design. I have little creativity. I'm more stuck in the spreadsheets anyway.
All right.
I was hoping I'd go last.
Oh, well, dang. RJ, you're head of product for a brand new credit card company. How do you approach designing cards to differentiate from the big boys?
I am 100% making the mom card. So this is going to get you 3x on big box stores, on your superstores, on your kids' backpack, on, those annoying things that your kids bring home or your nieces and nephews send you. Like, here's a link to the bake sale crap that everybody has to sell 4 boxes of, or a teacher like gets to sell their blood on the weekends for school supplies. 3x on all of the stupid annoying things that as a parent statistically the mom has to actually like sign up and pay for. And I know there are two wonderful fathers here. Statistically, the mother is the one handling all of this. And it would be the mom card. It would literally be the card that you can get like, and it would be, I know, shocking, cash back. Because I think in the scenario where you've got a bunch of kids and you're doing a bunch of things, you might not necessarily be traveling, but I would do that because there's not a lot of cards that do warehouse and big box stores. Yes, you can have things like the gold card and you can have a bunch of disparate cards that can sort of cobble this together, but nobody sort of does I reach in my wallet, grab one card, and I know I'm good for the majority of things I'm going to do, unless you're doing a 2x. So it would still have probably I do a 1.5, everything else, and then have sort of those 3x categories. It would be sort of like a modified attune. It would just have a very different purpose. But yeah, I think, and I understand based on the demographic of YouTube and the community that there are a lot of men in this community, but there are statistically, and I spent a lot of time on statistics of like household shopping today to put this idea together. Majority of household shopping is done by women. And a lot of the conversations around a player two is like, oh, I just give her a card and tell her what to do with it. Well, if you had a card like this, it would just be, here's the card, use it for all the things, end of conversation. And I think that would be great. I think there should be more women playing the game, but can't I can't fix that always.
Where do I get one of those houses at, RJ?
Honestly, I was
Just statistically, okay? I'm going with statistics.
I was looking at it and like listening to what you said. I'm like, this sounds like a modified version of the US Bank Shopper Cash Card, and probably a better version.
It's similar,
Probably.
but having the kids crap from school as just like literally that would be the name, like kids crap from school category 3x.
Would it also get 3x on childcare and after school programs and the
Yes.
$20 for the field trip?
Yes, absolutely.
3% back at Latchkey.
Yeah, it's 100%.
Yeah, no, I'd sign up for that. I need one of the big issuers to figure out like 3x on warehouse and 3x on like superstore. Like y'all got enough money. Your P&L is good. Go cut a deal with Target. Go cut a deal with Walmart. Well, not Walmart. Walmart won't talk to anybody. They'll just sue you.
Target's doing too good with their own card that I think TD Bank issues. So they're not trying to deal with anything else. They're probably getting a bunch of money in house.
Cool. Go talk to the warehouses. Lani, if you were head of product for a brand new credit card company, how would you design a card?
I want to start with design in the literal sense first, and it's going to be flat, and it's going to be metal, and it's probably going to be matte of some color. Doesn't have to be black, but red is my favorite color, so it could end up being a matte red card. Anyway, if not going to be a color, I think it needs to be laser etched with some retro pop culture. Like I want my Stormtrooper card or one. So you remember the Boeing Delta card that they did limited edition in 2024?
Yep.
Why don't I have one that has a DeLorean from Back to the Future on it? Like straight up. You want to talk about flexing? Let's talk about flux capacitor. Like straight
Look,
up.
swipe.
Okay, so that's what I want my design to look like, and it's going to be awesome because it's going to be laser etched. Anyway, I want the customized card, and it's pay as you go, choose your own adventure, pay to play, where it's just one card, one product, and you get a certain amount of credit / point. And credit not meaning like money back, but it's like, here's all the stuff that we offer. And let's just say you get at the $50 annual fee, you can get 50 credits. And like 3x on dining would take X amount of credits. Or you can do travel. You can put some on travel, and that can be X amount of credits. Oh, you didn't want 3x, you want it to be 5x? Cool. That's going to eat up some more of your credits. You don't care about grocery because you eat out, though, so you don't have to put grocery on your card. You can, go heavier on the dining aspect. Depending on your annual fee, so the more you pay, the more credits or points you get to customize the card itself. So it's what you want, choose your own adventure, pay to play. It's all of the above. And so that way you actually just make the card whatever way that fits best for you, and you don't need all these extra cards anymore. And the thing is, you could actually end up being like a Amex Platinum or Chase Sapphire Reserve. Like eventually I'm going to pay $500, $600 in an annual fee on this card, but that I'm also paying for 5x on travel. And I'm going to have credits that is going to allow me to use their transfer partners, or I'm going to have credits that give me access to a fine hotel resorts or Chase the Edit. Like I'm going to have these types of things. And it's like, okay, now I'm earning all this stuff on the card, and I'm learning it, and I'm earning it in a way that means the most to me and the way that I spend my money. But also, I don't have to worry about this $50 credit in quarter one and the DoorDash credit over here because I didn't care about those. So I didn't use any of my points to customize my card on that type of stuff. I only wanted it this particular way. Fully customized credit card, pay as you go. The more you pay, the more access that you have. And that also gives you longevity as well, because you might start off at like $50, but then a couple of years later, you might be putting $700 annual fee on this card, but you're just enhancing the way that you use it. And to make sure that people don't take advantage of it, you very similar to like Amex, and you have to pick your airline and all that other stuff, or you have to pick, things where you have to pick. You have to do that at let's say everybody starts in January. So the entire calendar is based on Gregorian. Everybody starts in January. You got to January 15th to pick your stuff, and then you're locked for the year. You can always add more, but you can't take anything away. I would say that would be the only caveat. And then, hey, things change. So 2026, boom, done. I'm going to take this off, use those points somewhere else on the card, or lower my annual fee. Why is it that I understand how our economy works, but it is okay to be like, you know what, we got nothing for you. We're just going to lower the annual fee, because I'm tired of these credit card companies saying we ain't got nothing for you. We're going to raise the annual fee for $75 or $100. I'm like, well, what did we get? Nothing. They're just getting paid. So maybe I need to lower my annual fee instead of product changing or downgrading. I just, you know what? We're just going to take whatever off this year on it. That's how I would do it.
Interesting. So it's sort of like the Amex Zinc, except on a way cooler level.
I consider myself a pretty cool guy. I call myself a cool nerd.
There we go. Um, so let's see. First card, for me, I'm not going physical at all. I'm gonna go all digital with a NFC token of some sort in the your phone is broken, your watch is broken, you don't have access to those. So everything will be on an NFC token as a backup, but everything else is digital. Earning wise, I'm gonna be a little crazy because you can't do 3x everything, but maybe you can do 2.75x everything. That's it. 2.75. You can redeem for travel in portal. We'll go with 1.25 just so that I'm not blowing up the 2.75 to what would it be? 1.5 times 2.75. I can't do math at this hour, but it would not be, it would be huge. It'd be like 4.52. Doesn't matter. 2.75. You can redeem for travel in their portal at 1.25. There'd be some sort of travel partners. I would love to get some of the bigger names. You'd have to go a Wells Fargo approach first or a early built first. Start off with some lesser programs, but the programs that everybody gets, your Air France, your Virgin, your British Airways, Avios, build up from there. Eventually try and grow to a point where you can convince a Marriott to become part of the program or an IHG, maybe not Marriott because Bonvoy. Um, Hot take, I think Marriott just needs to burn their program to the ground and restart. But that's just me. Anyway,
No, it's not. It's me too.
Me
thank
three.
you.
That makes 4 of us.
Cool. All right. So 2.75 base earnings, no physical card, little physical token just in case you lose access to your digital footprint. Portal 1.25, you're going to get other things, so it's going to be more like travel focused, but if you want to use your global entry, get a global entry credit, you'll get a global entry credit. You want priority pass, you can do priority pass. Sort of torn on priority pass. But if you want this card to be, you can give it like a travel pack where you can get those things, or you can make it like an everyday pack, or you can make it a way to earn higher and some of your more elevated spending. Maybe take Lani's choose your own adventure like pack idea from the Zinc card, bring that in. So you start at 2.75, but if you pay more an annual fee, you'll get higher multipliers for like grocery or gas or dining or travel. And then yeah, I think that'd be cool. I don't know what the base annual fee would start off at, but I'm eliminating a card. You're not printing anything physically. Well, you're gonna have to send that little token out, but what's an NFC token compared to everything that goes into a metal credit card? I feel like it's less. Um, but yeah, I think that'd be fun. Take the silent nods of approval.
Yeah, I'd even go as far to say, like, my just allow us to buy the status that we want. I know no card gives you airline status right out the gate, like a hotel card does, but to just be like, I'm just gonna buy status. Can you just charge it to my annual fee? Just that would just be so much easier, Or if you want it globalist, as using Hyatt, instead of having to go get another card or all this other stuff, like someone like Amex, I could see them doing this. Just like for $150, you can have gold. Well, it already comes with gold status, but you can upgrade your gold status with Marriott to platinum for an extra $150, and just charge an annual fee.
And they
That would
even
be
have
sweet.
they have green, gold, and platinum, so they could love like if you're in this range, you get this color card. If you're in this like because with Amex, they like their status via card color, right? Like they like that the platinum means a certain thing. So, you have to have a certain level of annual fee to get the really, iconic card. But I think something like that could be pretty great. Because you still want the differentiation, right? You still want the marketing and being able to, if you're Amex, like when somebody flashes a platinum card, they still want you to be able to do that. So, when you hit, 650 in annual fee or something, you get the special looking card.
See, RJ, that's why I started off with the design of the card my own way, because that color tier wouldn't necessarily matter, because it'd be like you and I both have this customized card, and the flash would be, what's yours look like? Mine looks like a stormtrooper. Yours looks like whatever you want. You designed it yourself or whatnot. And like I said, it's not just a picture. It's a
Right.
like laser etch, just like very, very well done. I
I
think that
like
would be the
your
status.
idea. I don't think Amex likes your idea. That's the
No, because
that's the disconnect.
you know how many cards they'll have to laser etch? No, they don't like that idea. It's not actually feasible to do that idea.
There we go.
But it could be an option if you pay enough.
Yep. Lani, did you happen to come up with a topic last minute, or?
I did not. Not one that I feel is 100% will bake to like take your time tonight. Take my time and the time of the co-hosts tonight. But I will iron it out and bring it to you hot next week.
No, all good. Just wanted to check in before we decided to wrap up. With that, this has been another episode of the Stack Points podcast. You can catch us on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. This week, Wednesday and Friday. Full show is available on the podcatcher of your choice on Saturdays. Give us a 5-star rating on the podcatcher of your choice to help us grow the show on in audio form. If you like what we do here on YouTube, give us a like and subscribe. You can join the Discord. The link is in the description. RJ, if folks want to find you around the internet, where's the best place for that?
If you go to YouTube, you can find me at Do You Take Cards for things that I have done on a small hiatus at the moment. Otherwise, you can find me in the Stack Your Points Discord every day saying things. Some of them are even good.
There we go. They are mostly good. Not some. Tariq, best place to find you on the internet.
Right now, Stacker Points Discord. I actually have not been active in there lately. Work has just been kicking my butt. But we'll get more active. And then same with my video with Reeks Rewards. Probably gonna get that out here soon. I know I say that a lot, but I actually did recording. So, we'll work on the next take.
Let's put it out there, man. Lani, best place to find you.
Not for sure, because I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. But
nice.
Until then, I haven't done one of those in a while, so I thought about bringing it back. Anyway, you can find me right on YouTube at Call Me Lani, all one word, and Lani is spelled Lani. And if I'm not there, I'll be in the Stack Your Points Discord as well.
Fantastic. As always, we will see you guys next week. We appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.